Hi once again. Here we have a lamp which I've had for quite a while. I know I wired it in to use as a testing lamp many years ago, which I could easily unsolder, but not to worry. This lamp would have been used in either a miner's handheld lamp or his headlight lamp. Show you the filament, showing up very well. I have shown it a light, which I've used this cyclone cell to light it up. The filament, which I'm hoping it shows it up, is a straight wire formed into a curve. I think it shows up pretty well. I do apologise if it doesn't, but there's the actual filament. So it's a straight wire, it's not coiled. These would work on fairly low voltage. This lamp, which I haven't got a maker, but it was either Osram or Mazda, and the current rating, if I can see it, what it is on here, 2.5. 2.5. Can't seem to get the blooming thing in focus. 2.5 volt. And as I say, they would be used in their sort of cap headlamp, or even their lamps that they would carry. And they would be probably on an NiCad type battery, which would indicate why it's of so low voltage. They have obviously had to take a knock or two. This is probably why it was a non-coil filament. But they were typically this shape. Some of the caps were not the standard small Edison screw. They were a special fit to fit into some of the equipment's gear that the coal miners used. I say coal miners, yes, it would be using. These lamps obviously took over from the Davy type of safety lamp, which had a naked flame behind gauze. Well, these were safe to use, and I haven't got much more to say about that. It's just a little curio lamp which I had in the collection. I probably got some other ones like this upstairs, but it's just that this was wired up, so I thought, well, we'll lit it up and show you what it looks like. So this would be a miner's cap lamp or a miner's carrying type lamp. Once again, quite old. Possibly one I might have picked up from that Ben Salmon radio. I've got Ben Salmon radio on the brain now. And by the way, that insulator which I was talking about, that was from a shop the other side of the road. And it was a large green, I think it's called a shell insulator. You had various insulators. You had a barrel insulator, shell insulator and egg insulator, and the smaller ones were used on outside aerials, which are not used now, but houses when I was a kid often would have a long wire down the garden, insulated off at both ends, the wire brought into the house through a wall or window on an ebonite insulated sleeve, and that was the aerial insulators. Woolies at the time, good old Woolworths, sold the actual wire that you could use. I think you were restricted to 100 feet, would it have been? I know you weren't allowed to go above that for some unknown reason. But anyhow, I'm deviating off the point. This meant I do remember things going back many years. Anyhow, once again, miner's type lamp, fairly old, and that's more or less I've got all I can say about this. If any questions or it sparks any interests and memories, I know I keep mentioning things about memories. Remember that Cyclone battery? Okay, that was out of a clock called a Eureka clock. And I picked that up at a boot sale many years ago. Unfortunately, it does require a little bit of work to get it working, but I've still got it. It's called a Eureka clock, and that was the battery I believe they were using. Originally it was supposed to use 1.5 flag type battery, which was the same size as this, but obviously 1.5 volt as opposed to this, which is slightly higher. It's the Gates Energy product. Once again, donkey's years old. There were 2 volt, so it's half a volt more than the good old flag battery. But it was enough to power the Eureka clock and to keep it going. They're a bit of a rarity now, Eureka clocks. I know when I picked this up at the boot sale in Wimbledon, I saw it there, I couldn't believe it. And I gave a good price. And the owner said, "Cool, we can have a drink on that." She pulled out a bottle of wine or something and had a drink there and then. So I was well pleased. But as I say, one of these days I'll have it sent in and have it repaired. It's the kind of work which I am not able to do. It needs a good watch repairer to actually build up one of the tooth wheels which has been damaged. A nice set of contacts on it. Anyhow, I'm drifting again. I could talk all day long. I'm not going to. Anyhow, there's the lamp, miner's lamp. Once again, thanks for watching. Sorry to putting up with my long-winded stuff. I do love talking. So there we are. Thanks again. Thank you.